It has been said that an ending is merely a beginning in disguise. And so it was that when the Great War engulfed the world, bringing civilization as we know it to an end, it ushered in the dawn of a new era. An era in which science and technology were shunned, for they had proven to be mankind's downfall, and the ancient arts of sorcery and magic were revived. As the survivors slowly rebuilt the world, towns and villages began to spring up, and the wisest and most capable of the magicians used their magic to keep order. Peace reigned over the land for 100 years, until a powerful magician named Dragon, intrigued by the forbidden ways of science, began to study the principles of machines and flying. Realizing the power he might wield if he combined his magic with technology, his mind became twisted by the urge to control and dominate his fellow men. Dragon created a computer capable of simulating his magic powers. He placed it in a floating fortified tower, and from his airborne fortress, he built and controlled his growing empire until the entire planet was threatened by his ever-spreading evil. In an attempt to combat Dragon, the other magicians constructed a series of powerful swords, along with powerful items to use with these swords. Based on the basic elements of the land, wind, fire, water, and thunder, the four swords, if used together at full power, would transform into the next elemental stage, that of crystal. This would be the mightiest weapon ever created, the sword Crystalis. Learning of their idea, Dragon seized the weapons, but they had made them too well, and he was unable to destroy them. Knowing they would only defeat him if used together, Dragon scattered the weapons throughout the land and stripped the wise magicians of most of their powers. In desperation, they began to study the writings from the time of the Great War, where they learned of a great magician, the most powerful who had ever lived. He had been imprisoned in a cave and frozen by the evil forces of the Great War, who had hoped to use his powers to control the world after that war. Searching the globe, the wise men found the cave, and were amazed to find that the mighty magician frozen within was just a mere lad. Though they knew it might destroy them, they pulled all of their remaining powers in an attempt to will him back to life. When the boy awoke, his mind a blank, even his name forgotten, they had vanished, leaving him to find his destiny in this strange new world. Let's play Crystalis! And get more story. Hello folks, Surat here again, and yes, we are now going to play Crystalis, an old Nintendo game made by SNK for the NES back in 1990. And my cat wants to join in apparently. Yeah, this is a game I remember fondly from my high school days. And yes, I am that old. The 1990 is when I was in high school. Even though I know some of you weren't even born then. Young people. But anyway, this kind of that story that I went through was the story listed in the game manual. So let's see, what do we want to call this fearsome and stout warrior? Is there any real option here? No, there isn't. Do I get 8 letters, or I get 6 letters, don't I? Yes. Perfect. And now, they've pulled their power together to awaken this young boy. Although you could have said girl at the same time, this kind of looks semi-androgynous, really. Not really much gender defining about that sprite. But anyway, we live in a cave. Or rather, we slept in one. And no, we can't go back in there. But we leave to an explosion, and hey, there's a guy coming out of the cave! Ah, run away! Ah, fear, scary! Ah. So anyway, yeah, we are Surat, or I am. as always. You are just watching me. And we immediately start right next to a town. And talk about how the wind's always cold. And yes, I didn't have to hit any buttons there, I just walked into her and it opened up the text. Kind of a useful little feature for just walking around and talking to people, so we don't have to try to mess with a menu system or something. But he's sorry about running, and talking about a Zebu that we do not know yet, we haven't met him, is having a hard time with a sleeping windmill guard. Hint to the first puzzle in the game! Monkey. Village of Leaf, great dangers outside town. Yes. And we have not visited the Elder's house, we have not visited any house, because this town is very small, so it will not take us very long to get everywhere. So let's start close to where we came in and see we've got an inn, which will be useful later when I'm off-screen grinding up levels. And yes, you see that level 1, $0 and 34 magic points? Those will get bigger. And the experience underneath the force bar there, 0 out of 30. So there you go. There's the basic. Oh yes, and you have life points. So anyway, let's look in here. We have no money. But we can look, we can buy tanned hide and carapace shield when we get some money. But the thing is, we will not have to go buy weaponry. That will be given to us throughout the course of the game, for the most part. Yeah, out of the way. And item shops. You know she can't move around inside the shop. He just kind of walks up to the counter and starts talking. But we need, you know, money for medical herbs, antidotes, warp boots, and flutes. Medical herb restores some hit points. Antidote cures poison. Warp boots will let you instantly travel back to a town, or any town that you already visited. And alarm flute will wake somebody up. And if you haven't put 2 and 2 together already, yes, we have a sleeping guard, so eventually we are going to want to buy an alarm flute to go wake up said guard. That's all there is to that. And here is Zebu! Or not Zebu, I mean, sorry. But anyway, he gives us $100. We will want more. Why? Because we need at least 180 just to buy the starting equipment here. Here is Zebu. Yes, we woke from inside the cave, told to ride, last hope to defeat evil, receive this sword to protect you on your quest, this and others like it will guide you, and we now have a sword. Like I said, weapons will be given to us as we go. Old windmill to the north. So let's see here. Yes. Okay. This is our status screen, as you can tell here. We can own up to 4 swords, we can own up to 4 armor, shields, and powers. Powers will, you know, come into play later. But obviously, armor and shield we buy from shops or finding caves, treasure. Items, yeah, we'll load up on medical herbs and antidotes and all the like. And magic! Yep, magic is important later, and you will see why. Mainly because they're healing spells and attack spells and all that, but we will get to that when the time comes. And the other status screen kind of gives you the summary of what you've got equipped and all that. It tells you that pressing the B button will now fire out Sword of Wind, A button does nothing, we have no armor shield, defense is low, life is low, level is low, and attack is nominal. Anyway. Say that again? Yeah. If you ever need to wake anyone up, use the alarm flute. It never fails. Can you hit me in the head with that hint any harder game? Okay. Here is your basic attack. You swing sword. If you hold the button down, you get this charge. And once you've got it charged, you can walk around and hold on to that charge. And then release a Zelda-style beam. This being the Sword of Wind, it is a wind-powered beam and is effective against, you know, things that are weak against wind. Later on, we will get to power up that, which will be very, very handy. But for now, the only thing we can really do here is go exploring a bit. Charge up sword. Miss the slime. Chop slime. Get money. Now, once I end this video, I'm going to spend a little while getting some money. And when I do that, I will buy the better equipment, since you've seen it. So let's take a look around the area, huh? Lots of rocks, grass, shrubs, more rocks, trees. All in all, not exactly a visually stunning area, but it's not bad to look at. Probably not as good as other Nintendo games, especially since this one came out in 1990. But, you know, the graphics are not the selling point of this game anyway. And there's a Tiger Man, the other type of enemy we will meet out here. But you noticed one cave and a bridge. Let's go cross the bridge, shall we? And yep, I just got hurt by walking into the slime. So let's see what's up here. Nothing! Should have expected that, really. The windmill that we've never seen working. So this trip has been mostly useless so far. But there is a windmill we want to get working. You're not really told why, but considering they keep mentioning it, in the very small town I think we had 2 people that talked about the windmill, that pretty much means must get running as soon as possible. So let's see, let's go find that other cave. Woo, missed. Also, I will be killing things. Funny looking rock formation here we can't do anything to. You notice, pay attention to my force meter down there. Charge up, attack, move, and it doesn't go down. Quit walking in a circle. Like, take your death like a tiger. Do tigers take death? I don't know. Hey, I caught him square and killed him. I don't know, maybe you just hit him twice. But anyway, let's go check out this cave here. Despite the pretty music, still keep the sword charged up. And there's Zebu. Try to make the windmill work. And now that we know the windmill needs to work, someone else should show up. Not here. And yeah, if we do get this windmill work, he will teach us some magic. And that's the wonky thing about this. Hitting the button does nothing except charge up your sword. You actually have to let go of it to swing the sword. So those of you that are used to, you know, just holding down the button and actually getting a string of attacks will not work here. Little off. I better be careful. Come on. Fall to my sword. Thank you. And look at that. Now that we've talked to Zebu and have to get the windmill working, sleeping guard sits right there. So let's take care of this, shall we? I am terrible at this now. And when I go back in town, I am definitely going to be healing. might heal up this way. And level 2. Yay. A little bit of life back. Not nearly enough money to buy everything we need to, but considering we now know there's a guard there, and where did the town go? Considering we now know that we need to wake up that guard, even though I kind of spoiled that early. Oops. Let's go buy the alarm flute and wake up the guard. Oops. Did not mean to do that. And once we wake up the guard, I'm going to call the video and then go level. Nope. Mainly because I want to get some more equipment, and I want to get a couple extra levels, because I will need it, and I better go stay at the inn before I do this. Down here, isn't it? Yes. Tells you how long it's been since I've played this game. I do not have the starting town of a whole whopping 4 buildings memorized. But if you want to see something, attack went up 1, defense went up 1 on each end, and life went up by about 16 points. So anyway, magic points didn't seem to have any though. Maybe they did and I just didn't notice. So did you see that? The beam is just slightly better than the sword stab. Yeah, charge up attacks are generally going to be stronger, but you know how that works. Let's go ahead. There. No. Huh. And take the key to start the windmill, strange ball hidden in caves, and said it can break rock walls. So there's a hint about what we need to do, isn't there? And yeah, this first video is going to be significantly longer than the others, just because I want to get through at least the first puzzle here. Yes, I have to actually go select it. One of the poor decisions they made with this game was using A or using B for both item use and some item use and your sword. So if you're carrying an item you'll need later in a cave, every time you swing your sword you'll end up trying to use the item. But otherwise they did a pretty solid job with this game. It is SNK, and even though SNK is more known for fighters and all that, they did make a decent action-adventure game. Okay. I think this marks a pretty decent stopping point. So, when we come back, we will explore the cave and see if we can find this mysterious ball of wind. Actually, you know what? Let's go do that now. Because we learn Refresh. There. Whoops. Do not. And now, your magic points can be sucked down to replenish your life. And yes, that's what you use the A button for. Magic. Come on. At this early stage, sticking around and fighting is not a great idea. But now you see that the bolt is significantly more powerful, because what it could do in 2, it took me 3 sword swipes to actually do. Okay, many dead slugs here. Not a whole lot of branching path going on around here. Walk up, and now we've got palette swaps. Already. Ah. Now you notice how that rock is a different color? Those are rocks that can be broken. But we can't do that until we get the ball of wind. Ow. Don't you have a distance attack you can use on me? I thought you guys had distance attacks. Oh well, distance attacks will happen soon enough. And look, finally a branching path. And I can't remember which one I need to actually go to. Ah, there you are. There's the... There's that. And now I'm out of magic. Yeah, bats. Can't break that. Lousy bats. And there's the ball of wind. So we will use it. Which allows us to fire out massive freaking ball of power. Which is much wider. And does much more damage. Lousy bat! Okay, I get the hint. I'm leaving. Oh yeah, diagonal shots. Freaking bat. And bigger level. Okay. With the ball of wind safely in hand, the sword of wind and everything, it's time to call this a video. When I return, I will be back at the starting point of this cave, and I will be well leveled. I think I'll hit about 5 or 6 before I start up again. So anyway, until then, take care, folks. See you later.